Why hello there everyone, it is I, Epic's What If, and today we have the very first episode of Naruto the Final Warrior. I'm sorry I've been gone for such a long time, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if this recording is gonna be the most perfect recording I've ever done, but then again, whenever I ever done a truly brilliant recording, let's just get into the story. I want to tell it to you. I mean, it's got some issues, but I'll try to work it out as I record. Anyway, we start the story off on a battlefield. Naruto was bloodied and bruised. Looking around, he sees many dead bodies, people who had been slain in battle. He saw the bodies of Sasuke and Sakura. Sakura was cut in half. Pretty dead, I think. Sasuke, on the other hand, was still pretty much alive. He was bleeding out, but Naruto could tell that Sasuke was not yet dead. Naruto himself could barely move. All he could do was probably create a few jutsus, as his chakra reserves were running low as well. He had wasted everything he had, including the Nine-Tails chakra. Sensing people around him, Naruto put his fingers to the ground. He knew these chakras. He knew who these people were. "Leaf Jonin," Naruto muttered. And then, "Sensei!" He knew the ninjas were led by Kakashi. He could sense a few other people. Maybe Asuma, Guy, and maybe even Kurenai, though he couldn't tell. Naruto quickly made a basic fire jutsu and launched it straight in the sky as a flare to show his position to the people. They managed to find Naruto and Sasuke and a half-cut Sakura, and they did manage to rescue most of them. A few days later, Naruto woke up in a hospital bed. He knew he was in the Hidden Leaf. Looking around, he saw Kakashi resting right next to him. "Sensei, I'm sorry. I couldn't save anyone," Naruto said. Kakashi looked at Naruto with sadness and relief in his eyes. "It's alright, Naruto. No one could have predicted what would have happened. You all did all that you could. I'm just glad some of you made it back." After that, the realization suddenly hit him. Sakura did not survive that battle. She was cut off, quite literally. She could not make it. Naruto suddenly felt immense grief over the loss of one of his comrades. He did not expect this outcome. He was not prepared for this. Kakashi consoled Naruto as best he could. Then Naruto thought about the mission, what had happened. He relayed the information to Kakashi as they had only gone to perform some basic espionage. It was not supposed to be a dangerous mission, but somebody had leaked the information about them being in the rock. They were ambushed by about 50 ninjas. 24 of them were rock Jonin, and about 20 were Chunin from the rock as well. The remaining, he was not certain, but he was almost sure that they were from the leaf. He remembers seeing a few leaf headbands floating around in the battle. He doesn't remember them exactly. His memory was still hazy. During the battle, Sasuke was cut down by a man named Kami, who was clearly the leader of the Jonins. Sakura was later cut down by this very man as well. After seeing both of his friends go down in battle, Naruto went berserk. He lost control. He gave in to rage. He was turned into the beast, the nine-tailed fox. He went on a rampage, killing everyone who came across him. Unfortunately, even Naruto's rampage was not enough, as Kami had managed to escape with about 10 other ninjas, most of whom were from the Hidden Leaf itself. He does remember that much, as all of the rock Jonin that he remembers counting were still dead. He remembers killing every last one of them. Naruto, after going on that rampage, was put down by Kami with one slash. Naruto was sliced right through the chest, a big gaping wound that was barely healed by Kurama himself. If he did not have the fox's chakra to heal him, Naruto would have most certainly died. Kami only left Naruto alive because he sensed other people coming through. It was around this moment that Naruto also woke up from his blood loss a few moments earlier. Kami was about to finish him. He knows that much. Kami would have finished him. But Kakashi and the Leaf Jonins who had arrived there to rescue Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura scared them away. They were not ready to face another battle, not against the likes of Kakashi, Guy, and Asuma. Kami left Naruto alive, but barely. I just said that same thing like 5 times. So sorry. Anyway, Kakashi informed Naruto that Sasuke had in fact survived the battle but was still injured and in a coma. Unfortunately, Sakura did not survive getting cut in half. Her burial was to take place the next day. It won't be an open casket. Unfortunately, this was the way for the ninjas. This was the ninja life. They live strong, they die young, most of them. Only a few ever get to live past 30. Very few go past 40 and 50. It's a miracle if they ever make it that old. Naruto was left alone by Kakashi as Kakashi had to relay this information to the third Hokage himself. While in his bed, the news that Naruto had in fact awoken was spread around the village. A few were happy, a few were disappointed and angry that the beast had survived, while a large majority were pissed off. They had thought that the fox was the reason behind the death that had occurred, and Sasuke's injury. The blame was put on Naruto by the villagers even though the shinobi knew the truth. While they did try to spread the news around, trying to get the villagers to listen, no one truly did. They didn't care. In their mind it was already made up. Naruto was the cause behind the death that had happened that day. Sakura's life was on his hands, and Sasuke's injuries were on his hand. They didn't care what had actually happened. They just wanted to blame him. While Naruto was still in the hospital, he was visited by Shikamaru, Choji. Later on, Ino, Kiba, and Shino, and Hinata also arrived, along with Lee. Neji was also there, somewhere outside. He did not want to go inside, for fear he might be spotted caring for someone. No, he can't have that, now can he? Anyway, Shikamaru told Naruto that he did not need to worry about much. They understood what Naruto was going through, in some sense, as even they had lost a friend. But Naruto could not keep blaming himself, as Shikamaru knew Naruto. He was his oldest friend. Shikamaru knew that Naruto would blame himself for the loss of Sakura, even though he couldn't do much. It's gonna be alright, Naruto. We know it's tough, but don't blame yourself. You could not have done any better. Hell, none of us could have done any better. Most of us would have died in your shoes. Just know that if you ever need to talk to someone, we're here for you. They talked for a few hours and then they left for their respective houses and for their respective teams as they still had missions going on. Before Naruto left the hospital, he visited Sasuke and saw that he was in a critical state. Sasuke was being monitored constantly by about 10 healing ninjas and, well, he was still in a coma. Naruto was told the condition that Sasuke was in, as the shinobi within the hospital also understood that Naruto tried his best. They didn't blame him for anything. Sasuke's condition is looking dire. It gets worse every day. If we can't find Lady Tsunade soon, I doubt we'll be able to ensure his survival, one of them said. Naruto was later summoned into the Hokage's office to make his report on what had happened in the stone. He informed the Hokage that the mission's information was leaked, and they were ambushed. Approximately 60 ninjas, maybe 50. He can't be certain of how many there actually were, as his memory was still a bit hazy from the battle. The ninjas that were involved in the ambush were mostly stone ninjas, but he distinctly remembers a few leaf headbands in the battlefield. He does not know who they belong to, not yet anyway. Maybe after his memory truly comes back, he'll be able to tell them more. The third Hokage was a bit distressed by this information. Someone in the leaf would actually betray them. This news was not taken well. The third Hokage told Naruto about Jiraiya, who had come there to take Naruto to find Tsunade, as Tsunade was needed now in the village more than ever before.
Alright kid, forget about everything else. For now you need to focus on one thing and one thing only. I am sending you with one of my students, the Sanin Jiraiya. He'll take you to find Tsunade. Your mission is to bring her back to the village. For now we need her more than before. She's the only one I know who could probably heal Sasuke's wounds, and if he wakes up, perhaps he could provide us more information than you can right now. And don't worry, the protection on Sasuke will be increased. We can't have these spies lurking about any more than we already do. So anyways, without any more interruptions, here we are, introducing the great Sanin Jiraiya.
That's not actually how it goes down, but I think it would be cool if it did. Anyway, Jiraiya came in from the window, a man wearing a traditional shinobi outfit, with long, spiky white hair that went down to his feet. He looked like a very distinguished man, someone who exudes power. That was until he spoke. Well, hey there, kid. You must be Naruto Uzumaki. So, I gotta ask before I do anything else, have you read my books?
Make Out Tactic Volume 3. God damn it, they're the best things there are.
Jiraiya was mostly just trying to make Naruto ease up on the situation, as he could see Naruto was a bit tensed. Naruto initially a tad bit intimidated by his presence, but later, due to Jiraiya's own antics, he was a bit calmed down.
It's an honor to work with you, sir, Naruto said, looking at Jiraiya.
Jiraiya was still surprised at Naruto's behavior, as he had heard that Naruto was a bit of a rowdy kid. He was not the kind of man to be polite to anyone. But, well, what could he expect? The kid had just been through hell. The third Hokage had already given them their mission, so Jiraiya and Naruto leave. Jiraiya, while on the road, talks to Naruto about Tsunade. So, kid, do you know anything about her? Shit like that. While on the road, Naruto and Jiraiya stop by a bathhouse rather. Jiraiya quickly goes inside, telling Naruto that he needs to get some information from this place. Naruto had nothing else to do, so he just waited by a tree. He could suddenly hear a girl singing. Her voice was mesmerizing. Naruto looked around, looking to where the sound was coming from. Roaming outside, he hears the voice come louder from the river. He goes towards the river to see the silhouette of a girl. The girl's singing was almost hypnotizing. He couldn't help but linger. Soon after, the girl sees him and suddenly vanishes into thin mist. Yet Naruto was confused and looked around to see if he could find the girl, but alas, she was gone. He returns to the spa and sees Jiraiya waiting for him. Jiraiya's face was a bit red, but overall, nothing really extraordinary there. Jiraiya sees Naruto and tells Naruto where on earth he had disappeared to.
Nah, who cares? Come on, kid. I know where to find Tsunade.
Naruto, feeling a bit suspicious, asked him,
And who told you where to find her? I doubt it was the spa's working women.
Jiraiya flustered and waves him off, telling Naruto to just follow him. Along the path, they see a few bandits. Jiraiya looks at Naruto and he tells him to wait.
Alright, kid, let me show you something. It's a pretty good move, if I do say so myself.
Jiraiya makes a Rasengan, attacking the three bandits, and immediately wipes them out, leaving nothing more than a crater on the ground. Naruto was impressed.
God damn, Sage, how did you do that?
Jiraiya was a bit proud hearing Naruto call him Sage. Oh, not many people do that. Jiraiya tells Naruto that it was a move invented by the fourth Hokage, and he says he'll teach Naruto this move during their travels to find Tsunade. About a week later, Naruto and Jiraiya finally reach a place where Tsunade is supposed to be.
So, where do you think she might be?
Naruto says, and Jiraiya looks directly at a tavern and smiles. There, kid, let's go for some drinks.
You know I really shouldn't be drinking, right? I'm barely 14.
Anyway, inside they hear someone yelling, and they hear a table break. Jiraiya immediately knew that was it. They see a woman with some big bazonkas, some massive hooters, a big pair of knockers, just the greatest pair of melons you would ever find. A pair of some amazing tiggle bitties. She had a nice pair of tits on her, honestly. They were amazing. Anyway, she sees Jiraiya and yells out. I'm not going to be able to do this voice, so let's go with the narrator voice for this. Oi, Jiraiya, why are you here? Jiraiya smiles. Tsunade, it's been a while, hasn't it? They sit and chat for a while. Tsunade and Jiraiya talk about the past. Soon, Jiraiya tells Tsunade that she is needed in the village as one of the shinobi has been gravely injured. She immediately refused.
No, Jiraiya, I am not going back to the village. It was fun seeing you again and talking to you about the past, but I won't return there, not in a million years.
Jiraiya tries his best to convince her, but she wasn't willing to go back. Naruto speaks up. Please, I understand you have your issues with the village. Honestly, I'm sure we all have some issues with that village, but please, my friend won't make it if you don't help him. And I'm sorry, but I'm not willing to let my friend die. So no matter what you say, you're gonna have to come with us, miss. Tsunade pondered for a while, seeing something familiar in Naruto. You know, kid, if you manage to beat me, I'll go with you, Tsunade said. Jiraiya smirked, wondering what she wanted to see. They go outside and Tsunade says, I'm only gonna use one hand. I'll beat you with one hand, and if I do, or rather if you manage to force me to use more than one hand, I lose. Naruto immediately creates a shadow clone and sends him to attack her to see her power level. Tsunade, surprised by the shadow clone, makes quick work of him. Her physical power is amazing. One hit and I'm down for good. She might be a bit drunk, but it doesn't seem to affect her much. She's definitely used to drinking a ton. Naruto analyzes her. He creates 10 shadow clones and sends them in different directions, starting with various long-range attacks, kunais, shurikens. Sado shuriken jutsu! The shuriken multiplied, and this also surprised her. She dodged most and flicked away some. Headhunter jutsu! Tsunade dodged it again and hit Naruto, only to her surprise, he only puffed away. Behind her she hears a familiar sound. Rasengan! Fuck me, this is horrible voice acting for me. The Rasengan, however, faded before he managed to hit her, and Naruto immediately collapsed from the strain that the Rasengan made. He was still not fully healed from his battle in the rock. Damn it, I knew the kid was not ready for it. His wounds have not healed properly enough, his chakra reserve is still banked. Why would he try that already? Tsunade then interrupts Jiraiya's thinking. Jiraiya, why would you teach him that move? It's far too dangerous for a person of his caliber. Jiraiya, looking at Naruto on the ground, looks up at Tsunade and with a smile he says, Well, I didn't. I planned on teaching him this jutsu on the way back, but he seems to have started the training on his own. It's still incomplete, very incomplete, but the kid has his talents, I'll give him that. Tsunade was surprised and looks at Naruto once more, with an aura of familiarity, remembering her brother and her late lover. Not the same person, by the way. Not going Alabama here. She looks at Jiraiya. We move tomorrow. And that's where we're going to end it. This is a very long episode. I'm going to record the next one very soon. Hopefully, I don't know. I'm weird. This entire recording has been a bit weird. I haven't recorded for so long. I do hope you guys did in fact enjoy the episode. However, I know not much happened. It's just the setup phase. As it usually is with my stories, the first few episodes mostly go into setup. After this, we'll get into the action a bit more. This is a completely different... Or rather, I don't think it's that different, but I'm writing it more along the lines of a proper novel or a story, I guess. So it might be a bit different to what you're used to from me. Fuck me, I'm feeling very sick right now. Anyway, I'll see you guys very soon, hopefully. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'll probably be recording this again, and the next video should be about 20 minutes long as well. I'm trying to do longer videos. Hopefully it works out for you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, peace out. It's been lovely. There are no songs. I can't record anything else. I am so very tired. Good night. Goodbye. And if you guys want to add anything to this chapter, I guess, or rather if you guys want to suggest something to add into the story, or some new stories, or some new types of videos in itself, it doesn't need to be a what if video. I could try something else or some other anime. If you have that, then just comment down below. I'll do it. I'll do anything. I am feeling very bored with life right now, so you know, peace out. All right, I'll see you soon. This outro has been completely shit. I have no idea